Hello to my beautiful Libras out there. This is Brandon with Wow, here to bring you your weekly energetic reading for the dates of August 7th through the 14th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Leo season so far. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I hope you're coming back off a fantastic weekend. Sorry about that blur. Let's see if we can get into and give you guys some good advice to take over the next 7 days. For everybody that gives me a like, share, subscribe, thank you so much. You guys are the best. I'm going to continue to rock this mic for you guys. But what do we have for the beautiful Libra coming into August 7th through the 14th? What do we have for the beautiful Leo? August 7th through the... Wow. Aggressive. I like it though. So, this is how we're starting out this week, Libra. Woo! You've done that work. That voice is starting to speak love out there into the universe, and the universe likes what you're talking about. So let's make sure that we're continuing that. Let's make sure that we're continuing to speak with that cosmic consciousness as the battery powering the Vasuddha, okay? But that's fantastic. That's a wonderful way to start the week, because that means that you're understanding that you deserve to be heard, that you have a voice of reason that people want to hear. So let's make sure that we're continuing down that path, because that's very powerful for you. That's gonna the voice is part of our physical manifestation in this this plane of reality. So let's make sure that we're using that as a strength, as something that brings us power, that's something that allows us to stand within that strength. Okay? And that's going to be very wonderful, especially over the next few days, especially if you've recently found your voice. You've recently found something that you can speak about, that you've done the work on, that you know what you're talking about, and people should hear it. Even if you're challenging others and they challenge you right back, let that happen. Allow that, because that's going to build not only you, but the person around you as well. Also, for my beautiful Libra, let's continue that sacral energy. Let's make sure that this Svadhisthana is booming. Let's make sure that the relationships that we're keeping around us make us feel that internal sweetness. That's what Svadhisthana means. It's our own ability to be sweet. The heart chakra is about love and about being able to love. But the sacral deals with the emotions that allow that love to be endearing, that allow it to feel warm and not be that tough love that people swear that they have, but sometimes it's just tough without the love. Let's make sure that we're allowing that sacral energy in, so that it can fuel our relationships and bring those relationships into a presence that is beneficial to both of you, or to all of you, to all of your relationships. We want to make sure that we're keeping our emotions in check. That way our emotions influence our desires, and vice versa. And the sacral is all about healing. Let's make sure that we're keeping relationships around us that allow us to heal, that want us to heal. Some relationships out there, you're like, wow, this person just constantly tears me down. I hate to be around them. And you need to pay attention to that. If you feel like that around somebody, then that means that you need to lessen their presence in your life. If they can't appreciate your presence, you have to give them the gift of your absence. You understand? Also, for my beautiful Libra, let's make sure that we're keeping the anahata popping. Let's make sure that we're keeping that passion in our lives. Make sure that we're keeping relationships that make us feel passionate. That way that our heart chakra is all the way out there, it's all the way up. We want to make sure that we're radiating. I can't say this enough. We want to make sure that we're powering the universe around us, the environment around us, with heart chakra energy. You don't want to just give it out freely. Like I said with the relationship card, you want to keep relationships around you that nourish you as well. If they don't, then they don't deserve the attention that you give them. And you need to lessen that. You need to bring that down a notch, so that they realize what they lost and make changes within themselves, or they just leave you alone completely and allow you to grow. Also, for the beautiful Libra, this is what's going to be what you're wanting to head towards, is this crown chakra energy. We want to make sure that we're always striving to hold that conversation with the cosmic, because that's the divine. That's what gives you grace. That's what gives you the ability to realize your inner, your divine purpose, your your soul's journey is the conversation with the crown. Realizing that you have a crown. If you haven't been feeling that you have lately, if you've been feeling down on yourself, where do I stand? Am I just nothing? No, you're not. You are a majestic being walking within a world that at times can be beneath you. Especially if you've been doing this enlightenment work, you need to bring the environment around you up to your level, up to your spiritually divine level, which is going to be very powerful for the relationships in your life, because this journey, the spirit journey, is not just something you should be taking by yourself. It's something that you should be willing to reach out hands and grab anybody who's willing to walk with you, because there's strength in numbers. There's strength in family. The foundation is not just one brick. It's an entire platform. So let's make sure that we're realizing that. Let's make sure that we have that universal awareness that we are connected to Source, that we all are part of Source, and we need to provide it with nourishment. You understand? Also, for my beautiful Libra, bounce chicka wow wow. If you've been having trouble in your relationships lately, if your relationship has become stagnant or stale, then maybe it's time to inject it with a bit of sensuality, a bit of that sacral energy that says, hey, not only do I love you, but I desire you. I cherish you because of the food that you provide my soul. You give my soul a reason to grow. You give my soul a reason to flourish, and I appreciate that. So let me do a little something for you, a little something something. Sometimes you gotta do a little something something to reignite the passion within your relationship. And maybe that's what this card is about. Maybe things have been a bit boring lately and it's time to spice things up. Maybe you want to get into a little bit of role play and be the naughty teacher or something like that, but do something that brings that sensuality back into you and your partner's relationship, okay? And if that sensuality is not given back, then you know where you stand. Like it's about keeping the energy going. You want to keep the system closed, not in a strict way, but in a way that you know you're getting back exactly what you're giving to that relationship. If you're not receiving the energy that you're giving out, then there is a deficit. Sorry about that, guys. But if you're not receiving that, then there is a deficit. You are losing out. You are giving extra and providing something that is probably not deserved by that other person. And they need to become aware of that. So allow your third eye to inform you about the relationships in your life. Go use that insight, use that awareness, that divine awareness to guide you when it comes to your relationships. When it comes to the sacral, you need that connection to the third eye. Otherwise, your desires might get unhealthy. And then you're bringing in unhealthy desires, unhealthy creation into the very thing that's supposed to bring your life sweetness. Also, for my beautiful Libra, look at that. What did we just talk about? Using that third eye to assist you with the intellect that's going to provide the most growth in your life. If something feels like it's stunning you, if something makes you feel like you're smaller than you know you are, then it's taking away from your self-worth, and that's not healthy. What your third eye is going to allow you to see is what this relationship is taking from you and not giving back to. So make sure that the relationships that you have in your life provide you with nourishment, provide you with something that you can chew on. Otherwise, it's just wasting your time. And there's not enough time for us to waste, you understand? Yeah, time is fluid, time is forever, whatever. But time is not meant to be wasted. Time is meant to be spent on things that provide you with nourishment. And if it's not, you know what to do. Put space in between you, and sometimes you have to take something away from someone to make them realize, wow, I feel a void in my life without them there. And I need them. I desire them. I want them in my life, because not only do they provide me with that health and wealth, but I can give it right back to them. And I need them to know that. Sometimes you got to make a power play on somebody to get them to realize what it is that they have. But allow that third eye energy to give you the clarity to take you through it. Don't just do things on an impulse, on a whim, because that can take you down the wrong path as well. Sometimes it's about seeing and then taking a minute to process that and then react. A cake isn't ready as soon as it comes out the oven. It's hot and it needs to sit up for a minute and then be ready. So allow yourself the room to experience growth. Allow somebody else the space to experience that growth so that they can either join you or you can rise up with them. Okay? And we're going to pull one more from the bottom, my dear Libra. Ha! I love this card. I love it. I love this card. I love dogs, and maybe that's the reason why I'm kind of biased about it, but I think this is a good bias, so I'm going to go with it. But this is this is where you want to be after the next 7 days. You want to have your anahata as a fuel source, as a thing that not only drives you but empowers you to continue to drive. Okay? It's not just about knowing that you can sometimes. It's about doing it and being able to continue to do it. Sometimes you have to be your own strength. You have to be your own inspiration. You can't rely on somebody else to do it for you. Sometimes it's about self-love. Sometimes it's about taking that love and turning that beam in on yourself and saying, yeah, I've given this person enough love, but why do I feel like I don't feel the same about myself? And it's because you don't have that self-love. Maybe you've been speaking self-hate. Maybe you've been putting out negative vibes and that have been rebounding into your own life and directly affecting you. Now it's about reflecting that or deflecting that and getting that experience away from yourself that makes you feel like you aren't good enough. The heart chakra is about saying that you deserve to experience love as well as to give it. And to give it unconditionally doesn't mean that you just give it to anybody out there, any Joe, John, Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes along. No, unconditional love is about giving love to those who deserve it, but being able to forgive them for their flaws and faults. Well, that's all I have for you for right now, my beautiful Libra. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that it guides you into these next 7 days in a very strong and powerful way. I'll be talking with you in a couple days with your weekend vibes. But until then, I hope you continue to take care of yourself as you have been, because the Libra is so smart. And I'll be seeing you soon. Peace and namaste.